Hey everybody, welcome to my Patreon piano lessons. This is episode 1, lesson 1, and I just want to give you a brief introduction to the piano and what we're going to be doing. So as you guys may or may not know, the piano contains 88 keys from end to end. Now, keyboards don't always have 88 keys, but an actual piano, an acoustic piano, whether it's a console piano or a grand piano, will have 88 keys. Okay, now the way the keys are laid out, we have white keys, and then up above we have smaller black keys. The reason for the configuration is so that your eyes can have a reference. If everything were all one color, one shape, one of everything, it would be very difficult to find reference points as you were playing. So the configuration is very intuitive, it's very reasonable and logical, and as we go forward you guys will see that. Now let's go through the notes, okay? The most important note to learn is what's called middle C. Now middle C is the C located in the case of a keyboard, it's not directly in the middle, but it's the closest to the middle. Alright, and that is that key right there, that is middle C. Next to that we have D, then we have E, then we have F, then we have G, then we have A, then we have B, and then we have C again. Now those are the only alphabetical letters in music, Western harmony, okay? The black keys are going to contain the same letters used for the whites, but we're going to add what's called an accidental to it. We're going to call it either a sharp or a flat. Now sharps are above the natural note. So if we're on C, then this black key is known as C sharp. And then we have D, D sharp. We're going to go from E directly to F. We go F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp. And then of course B, and then right back directly to C. Alright, now the sharps go higher than the natural notes, and the flats go lower than the natural notes. So let's start up on high C. High C down to B, down to B flat, down to A flat, down to G flat, down to F, down to E flat, down to D flat, and then down to middle C again. Alright, now you're probably wondering, why do the white keys have one name and the black keys have two names? And there is a really good reason for that. If I explained it today, it would go over your head, but trust me, I will eventually get to why that is when you're ready for it. Okay? So now that we know the names of the keys, now we're going to do a simple finger exercise. Now, as you guys know, you have two hands, 5 fingers on each hand, and your hands are opposite each other, right? Your thumbs are facing toward each other, your pinkies are facing away from each other. You're going to have to number your fingers. So for your right hand, your thumb is number 1, pointer's number 2, middle's number 3, ring is number 4, pinky's number 5. Now those numbers will never change. That is a permanent numbering of your fingers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 5 fingers and we're going to lightly place them on the white keys. Our thumb must be on middle C, second finger on D, middle on E, F on the ring finger, and pinky on G. So as you can tell, you have all 5 keys, they're all neighbors, and what we're going to do is we're just going to press down one at a time, going forward and backward. Now it's really important, the reason for these exercises is not only to give you something to do that will ultimately help you with things like stamina and technicality, but you need to train your fingers to work independent of each other. You can't have all your fingers go down every time you want to press one key. So this will help with your finger independence. Try to keep your wrist up a little bit and really lay into like your fingers are little hammers. All right, you're gonna do the same thing for the left hand. Now our left hand is starting with the pinky. We're just gonna do the same thing we just did. All right, now when you're ready, try both hands together. And there you have it. Obviously, you can work on this hands separate, hands together, however you'd like to do. Come up with creative ways. Maybe start with one hand going up while the other hand goes down, kind of like. So any combination that you can think of that uses these notes is a good thing for you to practice. I'm going to leave you with one more thing to work on for your first lesson. We're going to do what's called a scale. A scale is essentially a musical recipe. All right? Think of combinations of notes as sonic recipes, because it's the combination of those notes that give off certain sounds. If something sounds happy, it's probably going to be like a major tonality. If something is sad, we might be dealing with a minor tonality, a minor scale. So we're going to start off with what's called the C major scale. What's really cool about this scale is that it's only white keys, and it's all the white keys from C to C. All right? Now, we have 5 fingers and 8 notes to play, so what we're going to have to do is play the first 3 notes, and then we have to do a little fancy fingering here. We have to lift up and bring our thumb under. And then once our thumb is under, we straighten out the hand. And we bring it to the end. Once we come back, we bring that 3rd finger over. All right, one more time. 1, 2, 3, thumb under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, that is going to conclude your first piano lesson ever. A brief description of the piano, the names of the white and black keys, a simple finger exercise, and the very first major scale. There is so much more to come. I'm going to do this kind of incrementally so that every lesson I give you a little bit more of what you already have. So we'll do a little bit more with the names of the keys. We'll do a little bit more in terms of finger exercises, and we'll add more scales as we go forward. I'm also going to interject some rhythm and chords and eventually theory, improvisation. The only thing we're not really going to be covering here is the actual reading of piano music, because that is going to be a very long, drawn-out process that I am not equipped for creating at this point. So this is how to play the piano from the perspective of how the piano works, music theory, and of course, improvisation. So if you're feeling creative, you came to the right place. Thank you for purchasing this lesson. There will be many more as soon as possible. And just remember, if you have any confusion, just rewind the video and rewatch to your heart's content. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'm Dave, and I'll see you next time.